Alright people, I get sweating any weather. I'm sweating right now. Getting straight to it because it's 31 degrees out here. We'll be replacing the idler. And this right here is the idler I ordered. Did I overshoot? Absolutely. These things are not cheap. And this is the SS170 Idler by the company Super Steer, and it's for the 88 to 98 and even a little over trucks, but I'm not sure about too the details of that. My first impression when I got this thing out of the box, this thing is hefty. I was like, there's no way this is fitting in my truck. This is not going to do it, because the one that comes on it, I mean, I kind of want to say it's dinky, but I think it's dinky compared to this. But that's what's going on today. Hopefully Amazon pulls up so that way I can have the idler arm to finish the job, to put on the idler. But my idler is horrible, so let's go straight over and check that out. Yep, you know what? I'm actually going to bring this with me to hold the top down, because with the wind it will blow. And I only have a few hours to get this done before I'm completely freaking frozen. Alright. Show this side. Alright. Now, hopefully this thing adjusts. There is my factory idler, my dinky idler. So the issue I'm having is I felt kind of like some wobbling and whatnot, along with some other things. It just felt a little weird on the front end. And I know with me trying to make passes with this, I definitely should be able to take off as straight as I can. So let me actually try to set this up so that way you can see what kind of play I'm getting here. So my issue here is actually not with this, where the idler arm connects to the center link. My issue is right here, where the idler arm connects to the actual idler itself. I have a good portion of play. I'm probably not going to be able to do it from under here, so I'm going to go over and grab the tire and give it a horizontal wiggle from left to right, and hopefully the camera catches it. How's it going?
Until Saturday, it'd be more fun when it's 28 degrees.
Ooh.
That's the thing I hated about mechanics when the weather was so cold.
Yeah.
A little sloppy, huh?
Oh yeah, for sure. I'm changing that part right now, literally. It's it's actually my idler arm.
Okay.
It's like it moves front and back, left, right, and I'm like, whoa. Okay, that would explain the wobble I'm feeling. So, trying to get after it now early.
Well, you went for all those trips back for other pieces, right?
Yeah. Hopefully you guys caught that. Definitely a lot of play here. Let me see if I can do it and replicate it. I kind of can. So this thing itself is moving almost like, I want to say front and back, which should not be the case. This thing should be very stationary, but it is not. So I'm gonna get to this. Okay, so the camera's probably not going to adjust to the dark, but I don't have a light on hand at the moment. These 3 bolts, well, 3 holes, I believe it's 1, 2, and 3. You go through there, hold on to the bolt, and then on the opposite side, as you saw, the nuts are on the other side. The head of the bolt is on this side. So I'm gonna go on the opposite side and hit it with some good old PB blaster and some heat, and then go from there. All right, didn't need to go too crazy on these. Literally just hit them with the gun. Didn't go hard with the gun, and they actually came out. So I got that one just in case I didn't take them all the way off. I just got them off to pretty much like where the head's sticking out. So now I was going to put some heat on those, but what I'm not too sure about is my lower radiator hose is right there. Definitely not trying to put some heat to that and put a hole in it, burn it, catch it on fire, or weaken it in any way, shape, or form. So I think I'm going to have to rely on the PB blaster to hopefully do some magic, and I'll get that up and then figure out what size those are. Oh, but this one here is, I believe, let me see, this one was an 18. It's an 18, and this one here, oh, what was that? Ooh, that big boy was a 15-16. So it worked. Whatever it was, it worked. All right, trying to get those other ones out. All right, so hit those with the PB, the blaster, let it sit for a bit, and while that's sitting, I am going to work on detaching the arm. So I'm actually going to try to whack both while it's still attached, because if I take it out in one piece, which honestly, you know what, I'm going to make it easier myself. I'm going to take it out in one piece. I'm not going to have to detach the Pitman at all. Now, come to think about it, I just have to detach from the center link, and once I detach from there, this whole thing will come out. So hopefully that doesn't bite me in the ass, but well, let's give it a shot. So, ooh, but in order to do so, I'm going to get the fork in here and get it right in between, and go at it with the hammer. Now, when I did this, it doesn't look like much now, but this is actually a redhead gearbox. Well, I said gearbox. Yeah, redhead steering gearbox, and it works phenomenally. Tightened up my suspension, well, my steering amazing. And this is actually a brand new ACDelco Pitman arm, and yeah, they work great. And this one has a quick ratio, so it turns a little quicker. But anyway, trying to get that off with the hammer. I thought I was never going to get it, so hopefully it's not a repeat, and I'll be able to tap this one a bit and it'll just come right out, but we'll see. All right, I got to backpedal a little bit. So I was wrong about this size. This is actually a 21. This is a 21. Whatever size I said earlier, that's what this is, but this one was actually a 21. So I was successful with the fork. Got the fork in, separated these two, so that's flexing and ready to go. It's pretty much loose. Wasn't going to do this one, but I figured why not. And it wasn't hard. They did not give me as much of a problem as this thing did previously. But now that these are loose, and out of curiosity, what I did, this is actually an 18 on both sides. So I put the ratchet, the 18 on this side, and out of curiosity, after letting the PB blaster sit for a bit, I went to go turn it. Hold on, I'll get it the right direction now. Went to go turn it, and it actually spun. So I don't think we're going to need power tools for these at all, which I'm fine with. I'll take my time because I don't want to drop any in the frame. That's going to suck, and even if I did, I just have to use a magnet to get it out. So I'm going to attempt to get these out. The 18 is already in on this side, going in the frame with an extension, and it's going to take these 3 bolts out and get this thing out of here. Okay, so we got it free, y'all. This is it, coming out. Now, something to remember. So, even though I broke this loose, I still left this on, because the one thing I didn't realize is once I put the gun on them, got them loose, got them right to the edge, the problem I ran into was, after I did that, I'm like, oh, all right, they're right at the end, they'll come right off. Wrong, because once I separated it here from the idler arm, and I separated it here from the actual center link, the problem that I ran into was, now that the tension was off of it, the entire stud on both of these were spinning. So I had to stick the fork in there, hammer it in until it got tight, put downward pressure on it and then keep trying to hit it with the gun to get it off. You can avoid that if you just take off the nut straight from the rip, like just take it off and you'll be fine. But now I'm gonna get this thing out of here, and while getting this thing out, the goal now is to these bolts here, get them out without dropping them in the frame. Me, just the way I am, I'm going to clean up all of this metal, even though it's 30 degrees out here, try to get some sort of coating on it, and then get the new studs in and install the other one. But honestly, it's the reverse of this. Unless I run anything crazy, I'll probably just get back to you guys when I got it on. All right, y'all, here's the finished product, man. I fought with this thing last night way more than I should have, and it's my fault for being lazy. So I as you saw before, I had cleaned up that surface. Well, you didn't see it, but I did it off camera. Just my personal preference. I cleaned up the metal, took a torch to the metal to heat it up, got some warm paint, coated it just in that area, just so it's one less thing to worry about later. I don't have to worry about rust in between the two surfaces. But I did nick it. Not sure if you can see it. I nicked it there and in a couple other spots because I had to undo the work that I did. So one thing to take into consideration when you're changing this out, if you do not plan on dropping the what's this called, the center link, then you probably, if you don't plan on dropping the center link, then I'm going to tell you how to do it, because I did not plan on dropping it. I got so desperate to the point where I almost took off the Pitman arm just so the center link could have some play, because I tried to install the idler first and then install the arm, which was not possible. It was not working. And I tried to loosen it, not take it off. None of it worked. Best thing to do, take it off, and when you put it back on, put it on as one unit. Bolt the idler arm to the idler, and then drop it in one piece. Sit it inside of the center drag, and then once you sit it inside the center drag, then you get the bolts tightened down. So as far as the bolts go, I didn't have as much trouble as some other people had. I just put the bolt inside the socket and was able to guide them in and out. Nothing fell into the frame. Some people use tissue and stick a little tissue inside of the socket, then put the bolt in to hold it. I got lucky. I didn't have to. I just took them in and out same way. It even looks good from the top, man. Yeah, even from the top, that thing is beautiful. Of course, I got to still, clean up the frame, but on the top side, that's gonna be a little bit of a doozy to get to. But yeah, man, even looking at it from up here, and one thing I can tell already, I haven't actually I mean, I snugged the lug nuts on, but I don't think I'll have to tighten them for you to really see what I'm about to do. The amount of play that was in this tire, I want to say vertically, like left to right, it is gone. It is completely gone. The ride that this thing's probably going to have after doing the redhead gearbox with the quick ratio, plus having the idler overbuilt, this thing, man, like, I have no play at all when it comes to the side to side. Before, I was moving this in a significant amount, and I'm thinking that that might have been the source of my issue when it came to certain times where I would stop and it would kind of have like a wobble. But yeah, it's in, man. It's looking good, looking pretty. I'm gonna take it for a test drive, see how it goes.
This is a Wizard production.